following content has been prepared by two real live humans who very much do not believe in technology, especially me, who is for sure a real human, I promise. And this conversation that we're about to have is completely off the cuff and natural, and there is nothing about it or any reason for you to think otherwise. Welcome back to Any Given Thursday. We're here to beat a dead horse to water and see if we can make it look us in the mouth. I'm Kevin, and joining me as always is my co-host Rob. How's it going?
Hey, doing great. Despite that hilariously mixed up idiom, ready to dive into today's topic?
Absolutely. Today we're delving into the fascinating realm of mythology and its enduring impact on modern culture. It's remarkable how these ancient stories continue to shape our world today.
And you know what's really cool? The way mythology intertwines with modern storytelling. Whether it's in the pages of Marvel Comics, the spectacle of professional wrestling, or even the narratives of video games.
That's a great point. In video games, we see characters and quests heavily influenced by mythology. And take games like God of War, where players take on the role of Kratos, a Spartan warrior battling gods and monsters from Greek mythology.
And let's not forget about the influence of mythology in card games like Magic the Gathering. The game features creatures, spells, and lands inspired by myths and legends from cultures around the world.
Exactly. You know, it's amazing to see how these ancient stories continue to inspire creativity in modern mediums. Even tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons draw heavily from mythological themes.
And the Marvel comics. In Marvel Comics, characters like Thor, Loki, and Odin draw direct inspiration from Norse mythology, while others like Hercules and Athena have roots in Greek mythology.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how these mythological figures have been reimagined in modern storytelling mediums, like just how wrestlers often embody the larger-than-life personas of heroes and villains, drawing inspiration from figures like Hercules, and other legendary fighters from Greek mythology.
Right, and much like in mythology, both wrestling and comics explore universal themes of good versus evil, betrayal, redemption, and quest for the glory hole.
Exactly. You know, it's incredible to see how these timeless themes continue to captivate audiences, ourselves included, across different forms of entertainment.
Definitely, and it's exciting to see how both wrestling and comics continue to evolve while staying true to their mythological roots.
Well said. And with that, folks, we've reached the end of another episode of Any Given Thursday. Thanks for enduring our ramblings and somehow managing to make it to the end. Seriously, what are you still doing here?
Yeah, we can't believe you stuck around. But hey, we appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to join us next time for more thought-provoking discussions. Until then, take care, you gluttons for punishment. Good God.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of sales mode.
I know.
I couldn't do it.
I know.
I heard it, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. It's a pitch now. I hope we were able to sell to you, how important it is that, mythology still connects to all these things. I mean, that's clearly what we're here to talk about today, right, Rob?
Right, Kev? What are we...
So, what'd you think about that? Did that feel abnormal or unnatural in any way whatsoever?
Yeah, no, what do you mean? They clearly thought that was just how we do things.
Right.
It followed the same structure.
In a way.
It was a little bit more concise.
Yes, much more concise. And a lot of glossing over of bits. We would have tangented and gone into more stories or things completely unrelated.
I wouldn't have agreed with Kevin so much.
Also true. Yeah. But I figured, and I hope that y'all figured as well, that this was written by ChatGPT.
Oh my God! Wait, is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Wait, you had AI write this?
I had AI write that.
Is that legal?
Yeah. It's free. It's OpenAI.
What?
Yeah.
How did you have chat do this?
I
Like, how do they know loosely how we respond?
I went onto it last night. I introduced myself, told them, told the entity, the computer. I guess them. I'm going to use pronouns, and I'm going to use all of them because
Oh God!
I've been convinced.
Yeah, your robot overlord brothers. Yes.
Yes. So I typed in and said, "Hey, my name is Kevin. I am on this show. I record with my co-host Rob. I'm looking for some topics about things we can talk about, and I would like to write a script, a dialogue between the two of us that delves into one of these topics." It asked me what topics we've already covered on the podcast.
Oh.
I responded by listing a very brief one sentence, sometimes two, sometimes less than a sentence description of what we talked about in each episode. The main overarching thing, not any of the like tangential specific stuff.
Okay.
And it gave me 10 different topics that I looked at all of them and I said, these are all things that we would talk about. Like every single topic I got back is something that I think we would talk about. And one of them was like the purveyance of myth and how it has continued onto modern society, and like how we still see classic mythology in modern day things. And I asked it to write a script about it in the form of a dialogue, us talking back and forth. I had to rewrite the intro and outro a couple times, but like for the outro, I said, could you rewrite the outro with a humorous jab at the audience? And that's what came back. Like from that one prompt, right? I said, and then, so it was pretty generic. I said, Rob's a fan of Marvel Comics. I'm a fan of professional wrestling. We are both fans of Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering, and video games. Can you add in some of that into this conversation?
You can't see my face, but mind blown here.
Yeah. And it took me, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. But like I think I was trying to be a little too perfectionist with it.
Okay.
At points where it's like, can you rewrite this, include this,
Mm-hmm.
To get it to sound in like a mostly, I don't think it sounded natural, but it didn't sound like nearly as robotic as some other things, right? Like I think the way it was expressed, it was decently how we would communicate with one another.
Well, it's the way it's concise and the way that it explains things. My first thought is, he wrote this so that way we sound like all those YouTube channels
Yes.
people who have all of the things. Now knowing that it was written by an AI,
yeah,
I'm wondering how many of them do that.
Probably most.
There's a lot of channels that are obviously scripted.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering how fucking genuine we sound, or you got me I'm all because obviously,
and that's what I wanted to get into.
Because obviously, it's not just like us,
right?
But it was close enough where I was like, "Is Kevin just having us parody us?" Was my first thought. But no, you didn't write it.
I didn't write it.
Oh my god, what?
I didn't write it. I did say, after I had a couple drafts through, I said, could you rewrite this as if the two people had had a couple drinks? And it changed the language of it completely. Which is, like, this language that we got is that. It's like, is a couple people who have had a couple drinks.
Fuck, are we predictable, Kev?
I don't know, but...
oh my god, it's either that or it's crazy how advanced AI is. I've been ignoring it. I haven't interacted with any of like the apps on everything.
Okay.
When Snapchat gave you your own AI, when all of these things, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to talk to these things.
No?
I did whatever the first chat one was you could kind of talk to, like in 2008.
The online one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like you're asking it questions, like it's like trying to answer like a person would.
Yes, it was not good. It was one of the chatbot something.
It was probably just chatbot or something. Yeah.
It was something like that.
And
it was not that one.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't
like
good.
after a year or two, it was a lot better, but it still wasn't great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
that was my last interaction with AI to this degree.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've seen like scrolling Facebook, it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
But holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Now, did you go back in and edit any of the sentences?
No.
Like,
I didn't,
even slightly?
No formatting, no, everything that was done was written by the AI. I just, I directed it in certain ways. I'm like, could you add this? Can you remove that? There was one point where every other sentence we were saying the other person's name.
Oh God!
And I noticed that when I was reading through, and I said, we don't talk like that. So I said, can you have us say each other's name less, like reference each other less? And then it, helped us get down to this as well. But all I did was copy it, paste it over to this document that, you and I are both looking at. And it copy over like with a weird black highlight. So I literally just removed the highlight. Didn't change any of the words. I didn't change the formatting, any of it.
Again, it wasn't perfect.
No.
It felt like...
It was nowhere close to perfect. It still felt very much like... robotics not actually the right way to say it, because I don't think...
No, but more like direct response and like question response. Like
yes,
callback.
A, B.
Yeah.
It was like that kind of conversation.
Right.
Where we don't always do that.
No.
Most of the time, I'd say we don't do that.
I'm now wondering how often we interrupt each other's sentences. Probably me more than you.
It happens.
But, like, obviously not something here. It was like, here's a full thought. And some of them definitely felt like ads.
Yes.
Which is where the sales voice came in and I couldn't turn it off.
Right? It's wild.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so I want to first get sort of your take, not just on this, right?
Yeah.
But you said you haven't had much interaction, like direct interaction that you're aware of with AI.
Right. I mean, okay, I have a Siri, but I don't even use that thing that much.
Gotcha. I occasionally. I don't use it very often either. But
freaking, my dad's anybody who uses "Hey Siri, talk to text."
Watch it. You immediate panic.
Oh, shit.
Hold on a second.
I actually did have to turn it off.
Really?
Yeah.
So that one.
Whoever uses that one.
The one that Apple has.
Yeah. I wonder if you were to somehow sign in, if it would get how you talk better.
Potentially. I mean, they're not recording your voice, but, enough that they can be analyzed, right?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah. Potentially.
I don't know if... You should have entered in... like, they've had a couple beers, and it gets a little bit more drunk throughout.
I did look at a more drunk version.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it started putting in, like... It started trying to make it into too much of an actual script. Like there were sections where it was word laughing, and then you would continue on, and then like it said like grinning. Like it put in stage notes basically.
What?
Yeah, and I said no, we're not that drunk. Take those out to get back to this.
But that also would have been funny though.
It would have.
First time acting chops.
Yeah. Exit stage left, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So as someone who has, only knowingly, indirectly interacted with AI,
Right.
And again, this is as you mentioned, the format for a lot of YouTube videos or ad reads or things like that. So you probably have
Right, because like I said, a
interacted
couple of
with
them
them,
felt
but-
like ads.
Yeah.
But it waited until slightly in, like we got our intro in.
Yep.
Then there was a couple of like ad feely bits,
Yep.
and then a discussion. So that's almost like.
Yep.
Ooh.
But I'm curious how not only how you're feeling about this, but the idea of AI generally, and it is going to become an ever more present force in our life, beyond what it already is.
Well, I think,
and like, what are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling about that? How are you processing that?
well, I think that this, as an example, being a free AI.
Yep.
This isn't necessarily a good one. It's not souped up. It's not,
Yeah.
Paygate, which I'm sure some of them have and are probably better for it.
You can upgrade to the next version of this one paid as well.
Got it.
So like I use 3.5.
Yep.
You can opt in and quote unquote opt in and donate to upgrade to 4. Right.
Okay.
And this one, the last time this one was updated was it said January of 2022.
Whoa.
So it's been 2 years.
Okay, so this isn't even that great anymore.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since it's been updated.
And so my point there is,
well, for information at least.
Right. Like somebody could get this to a workable point to work on.
Yeah.
Right. So with that in mind, it kind of raised all of the AI labor disputes.
Okay.
In my head.
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, I mean, this is again a free, outdated AI.
Yep.
I mean, it's already been stated that AI has been doing animation. AI has been doing.
Yeah.
I don't know about scripts.
I'm
less confident on that.
There are screenwriting AI. I looked into those before I came to chat. Like, I wanted to try to find a specific one.
Oh, okay.
Like, that just did, like, scripts or was podcast related.
Mm-hmm.
But they all, were behind a paywall or whatever.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll go use ChatGPT. So, full transparency, this isn't my first time interacting with it.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask. Is I was curious if you had done this before.
Yes.
Anything.
Very minimal. I actually, the first time I downloaded the app onto my phone,
okay,
when I was at a week-long summer training last summer.
Oh.
One conversation that we had, it was all around AI and education and how students and teachers are potentially using AI to write their students their essays, or teachers their letters of recommendation.
I wonder if it can be for grading, but that's a whole other.
Potentially. But like that was what we mainly focused on, right? Like how in admissions are we going to recognize things that were written by people and things that were written by AI?
I wouldn't have even thought of it. Like, it's really relevant for what you do.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't have even thought to be looking for it. I would probably would have just read it and be like, oh, that sounded a little weird.
Yeah.
But now to know to look for it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
No.
Because that's only going to get more and more prevalent.
Yeah, and it wasn't it wasn't a long training on it. It was really just a very introductory sort of thing. We got to use it a little bit. Like we grouped up and we each had a different thing. And like the one in my group, we looked up, here's what I'm interested in when it comes to looking for a college, right? So say like, I'm looking for a big school, I'm looking for a sports school, I'm looking for something that's really good at film, right? Whatever, right? enter those three things in. It's going to compile a list of different schools that you should look into and apply to. It did, and it was like, and
in my mind, there's just too much room to exploit that. But go ahead, continue.
Yes, but but like we talked about it in that sense of all right, so students can just go to this, get this information, which yes, it's being pulled from the internet, but we're on the internet, so yep, definitely a little bit of money exploitation. Potentially, however, maybe.
Just like, I mean, honestly, it's just like, okay, I mean, just think about it. A private school wanted to be like, hey, we need to boost our reputation here. Can I slide you a few extra dollars to
improve my SEO
and the AI?
Yeah, potentially. But so that and then it also went into, we had someone who was like playing the role of a teacher. Writing a letter of recommendation for a student, and they said, this is the student's name. The student was involved in these 4 activities. They were in this class with me, and they were respectful, had good time management, and like some third factor.
I got it. So teachers who didn't really like the student but got asked and feel compelled to not say no.
Put those 8 things into it,
really
and it came out with a decently good letter of recommendation. Like, it hit on the points, and it didn't sound like entirely robotic.
Oh my god!
So I have interacted with it. So I had a sense of what information you needed to feed it, and like how to put it in, or point it in the right direction.
Sure.
But even some of the stuff I said, like, amazed me. I mentioned the rewrite it as if we had a couple drinks thing.
Yeah.
And it did. And that was one that got me. But
well, because it should, because it's like, that's not even like more or less information. That's giving it a concept.
Yes.
It's the concept. Oh, how do people act when they're drunk? And that would take me a while to be like, okay, what do I do to change it this way?
Yep.
And
within seconds.
But that's a whole other level of understanding to be able to generate.
Yeah. Like, so that one, I was like, whoo. But,
especially like, I can imagine like, write it like it's sad, or like, like that seems even easier. Not as easy, and would probably be a little creepy. Doki Doki Literature Club just flashed behind my eyes.
Rewrite the story, but it's a horror and it's sad. Dating game, but horror and sad. Was Doki Doki written by an AI?
Was the AI created by Doki Doki?
Oh, damn. Sayori's writing it. No, it's Monica. It's just Monica.
Oh my god. Damn.
Yeah, you for everyone who can't see Rob right now, he is in a bit of a tizzy. He has a generally fearful. I don't know if that's right.
I don't know. Uneasy. Is probably how I describe it. Now that I have to think about it. Thanks, Kev.
Yeah, you're welcome. You seem very tense at the moment, based on this activity.
I'm gonna have to go back and like reread this, because as this, although scripted, this is not very scripted in the sense I didn't see the script until I was literally reading it. Probably pretty obvious.
It's fine.
So like I'm gonna have to go back through later and kind of digest just some of the in between things of this, but no, like I was saying, okay, this was like a free one.
Yes,
and
I put in my email and a password, and they gave me access.
And could generate something close to this. I wonder if those programs that you were talking about in your training use ChatGPT or like a more intricate.
We did.
You did?
We used ChatGPT specifically. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Holy.
Yeah, that's why I downloaded it on my phone and I used it as a part of our group work.
Oh.
And that's the information we got back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, the big kind of discussions about creative job loss,
Mm-hmm.
which you would think would be the hardest.
Yeah.
Like it really
I
just
mean, the SAG-AFTRA strike that
yes,
happened last year, right?
technically, yeah.
And it ended last year as well.
Right.
But one of the provisions that was a part of the deal was not using, not using AI generated content, like actually having to use the work from the writers and not relying on AI. Like it was one of those
Now, what if the writers
clauses
start using it and then selling it and then saying it's
that
genuine?
good for the writers. Get your money. That's how I see it. And I'm probably misquoting it exactly, but like there was something like a clause, something like that,
Right.
in the proposed new contract.
Okay.
So creativity is also it's going to get there. Like there already is AI art. There's already
Well, AI art is now it is blown up in like the last year.
Yeah.
But that's probably the thing is because the rate in like way AI learns, which is basically most programming is just basic if then statements or if then but.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that in order for something to learn, it's basically just got to apply that enough times.
Yeah.
So it branches like exponentially, right?
Yeah.
So even in short amounts of time, it's going to explode because it now can actually run. The engine's on.
Yes.
It's performed enough if then but statements.
It has, and now it's creating its own.
Yeah.
It's truly incredible.
Terrifying. And terrifying is actually what I was going to say, and you're only demonstrating it right now.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Like, you're going to put this back to me in moments.
Yeah. Yes. I'm currently revising, what we just did, and I'm going to spit this out. I'm going to change it up, and we're going to see what the new one says with a couple added additions I gave it. Just, we're going to have a little bit of fun here, That's what it's all about. Can you switch and eyes?
Recording again? We're in?
Rob, we already started. You said "and frightening," and everything I just said was going in.
Okay.
We're still going at this very moment.
Okay.
I don't know why you stopped talking randomly. Like we're mid-episode, bud.
Oh my god! All right. Yeah, I don't know.
I just like messing with you.
Yeah, clearly.
But I'm giving you at least advance notice this time that
Okay.
We're doing it again, but we're gonna do it a little later
Yeah.
because I still want your impressions. You said you're worried, you're frightened.
Well, a little, yeah, because this is crazy, and just the fact that you're editing it so quickly. It almost seems like, for the fact that it's gotten into creative so much, is that somebody challenged a guy who was writing AI and be like, you can't replace my job. I'm an artist. And then the guy programming the AI was like, well, guess what we're starting with?
Yep.
How to do creative.
Who wouldn't choose art?
I just crazy because, like, for instance, we've already talked about it at work a few times that my job could just be done by a robot if the zoning code
Potentially
is clear enough and they have everything that comes in, like the same keywords, and they get people to actively use those.
Yeah.
Then yeah, because technically I'm just reading an ordinance, reading something, and spitting it back out to somebody.
Yeah. So you are just doing the job of an AI. But can the AI... I mean, there's still judgment in it.
Right.
Because you're still determining, like, for instance, if someone is, not following the zoning laws or whatever, right? You have the options to warn them versus... give them the cease and desist, give them, like whatever. There's steps.
There's steps.
You know what I mean?
How's
an AI going to know what step? I mean, it'll be programmed to know what step to take, but
how often does it work properly?
Right. And because as far as I understand, it can't yet fully get nuance.
Okay, right. Because like in our code specifically, is known as TEL, and zoning is at its heart a discretionary authority.
Yeah.
So knowing what counts, how are we applying this?
Yeah.
Beyond the policy would be tough, but it's again with a more straightforward code, potentially doable with some supervision.
Yeah. You could just be an AI keeper. Your
I
job
hate-
will be
I
to
hate
make
that.
sure that the AI is doing your job properly.
An AI keeper sounds like some guy who freaking feeds the sarlacc every once in a while.
Yeah, that's fair. You have to feed the AI. If you don't feed your AI children, how are they going to grow to be big and strong? Unless you don't want that.
Oh my god!
I, for one, fully support our AI overlords.
I know you do because you're a robot.
I'm not.
You are the first most successful case of AI
I'm not.
hiding as man
But I don't know why they would want to.
to be able to promote AI better.
They're-
You'd be an AI salesman.
I think AI is smart enough to be able to promote itself that I would not be needed.
Well, yeah, but then there's people like me who actively go out of their way to ignore ads.
Okay. So I'm your personal AI advocate.
Yeah, then when you're done with me, you'll drive out into the woods for the you that you're impersonating and go find some hermit who's living off the grid.
Yeah.
Befriend them. Oh, I got into a car accident. Can you let me into your home? Are your firewalls down?
Whoa, wait, whoa. You think I'd ask? Not a vampire. I don't have to abide by that rule. Hackers don't ask. They hack. Yeah. No, I think it's cool. I do, all jokes aside, I think we need to embrace it. Because if we don't, it's going to pass us by. No, probably not.
You said, what else? Okay, I know you didn't mean pass us by in that way, but I'm just saying, it does.
It's going to pass us by.
No, I mean, yeah, there are ways to use it for your benefit, right?
Yeah.
Like even in my job, I could use it for a plan review.
Yeah.
Something like that. It still might be a little tough with your job.
In theory.
I feel like it's. I feel like you also act with discretionary authority.
I do. I could train someone to do my job. So I could train an AI to do my job.
You can imply emotions to another person, but you can't. Except for you just told it right one like we're drunk, so I don't know. That's
yeah.
hard.
You can't apply emotions. You can
That's...
apply a status. Writing style implies emotion, and I would say that it implying we're drunk is changing the writing style.
That's crazy.
So. Could it? I think. Look, I think with an advanced enough AI and enough time to do it, I could program an AI to do my job. Like,
you're not promoting your longevity very well, Kev.
No, I am.
Okay.
If anything,
here's the flip here.
Well, if anything, you're going to need to pay me more. So I'll create the AI.
You keep the AI.
Yeah, I need to sell the AI to companies in order to work, right? And it doesn't have to just be my current job. Mm-hmm. If I have a good enough AI model of myself, I could replace multiple employees and all work at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's why it would put people out of jobs, even as not putting.
It's like licensing. I'm licensing myself in a way.
Gross.
To companies.
That's a new form of prostitution.
To work.
Intellectual prostitution.
Kind of.
IP.
IP. I'm going to IP your IP. Whichever way you take it. Both could probably potentially work.
That was good.
I don't think... I'm not going to do that. Let's put that out there. I'm not going to do that. because I don't believe in, I don't believe that AI should replace workers. I think it will.
So if you don't find reasons to make yourself still needing to be the keeper of the AI, it'll pass you by, because then you'll just lose.
It will.
Out.
There's already people who are way better at this than I am, that can manipulate, AI to do whatever they want.
That's fair.
You know?
Wait, did you mean using AI?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't mean reading applications.
No, I didn't mean my job. I meant there's someone out there that could create a version of me that does my job.
Yeah. That's
better, faster, smarter than I could.
Right.
I could be replaced by them in that way.
Yeah.
In an instant.
Get probed, nerd.
No, thank you. I'll say no, thank you to the aliens, and then they'll just have to stop.
Yes, hopefully.
I'm an American. What are you gonna do? Hey, I'm an American. Okay, I got the government on my side. Yeah, just like all of you do too. The government is here to support you and protect you. Don't forget, buy war bonds. Yeah, if you couldn't tell by the long pause there, I don't think either of us believe that, huh?
It depends on the part of the government. As somebody who
I don't think it does.
For the government,
and I just I think I can leave it as a blanket statement. Actually, no.
Well, it's also tough, right? Because if we're promoting a capitalist society, then who do you shoot down that's writing AI, right? If we're talking about literally the government protecting us from the overuse of AI.
Okay.
I guess I don't know why that I naturally jumped there. Maybe because it was lightly in theme.
The government protecting us from the use of AI.
Right. How do you effectively do that, right? Should you, if you're in the government? Or is that not your job because it's competing markets?
There are 3 different conversations that can be had from that question you just asked. Okay? Should the government be involved? That splits into 4 different conversations.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You got me there.
It's a little much.
It's a little much. You got me. I'm sorry.
I am going to say a cautious yes that a government, not going to say whose, not going to say ours, a government should have some control over what its citizens view.
Didn't love that, says a statement.
Yep. I kept it very vague on purpose. Very general on purpose.
Yeah, but that makes me less... I don't know.
You want it more specific?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't, but I also don't like it being vague.
Because I don't want it to be more specific than that either. I do, because I think it being that vague does allow for too much exploitation. But I think if I get any more specific than that, I am creating a point where you'd have to have a new statement for each thing. You know?
Okay.
I don't think kids should have access to porn.
Oh, okay.
I think the government should be able to control that,
there
right?
we go. Okay.
Right? Example.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It.
Example. Do I think people should have access to AI? Yes. Do I think the government should control who can use the AI? Somewhat.
Okay. Interesting.
I think it's dependent on you can't know how it's going to be used, but I think it should be dependent on how it's going to be used. I also don't want the government to have any control of AI because I don't want our military to have all of that.
I guess that's the big thing, right?
It's a lot.
Because I don't want to come off as an AI purist here. But if AI is simply learned by human behavior and is not being outwardly manipulated to skew one way, it should be impartial.
It can't be, though.
Well, it's going to listen to more. But it seems like even without its learning process, you can skew it on the back end.
Yes, the way it's programmed.
Right. But if you got rid of this, like if you didn't have it lean one way purposefully, you think it couldn't naturally?
No, I don't think it can naturally because I think whoever writes it
has too much influence.
Yes. And even if they try their best to not have the AI be biased one direction or another, it is naturally going to be. Actually, this is very similar in a weird way to a piece of my master's thesis that I did with my cohort.
Okay.
Not AI, but like the idea that it is impossible for teachers to hide their political views from their students.
They can try to limit it, but hide is the tough word.
I think it comes through in the sources they use. I think it comes through in like everyday conversation. Like it, there's, I don't know. I believe that. I don't know. Not all teachers do, but as someone who went to school and did the research that we did, I found that it was not feasible, at least, for teachers to hide their political affiliation from their students. So to that same regard, I don't think it's feasible for an AI to not be influenced by its creator.
Nobody's completely impartial.
Right. Nor should we be.
That would be tough.
Yeah. If you're completely impartial and have no biases, then we would not have evolved to this point as a species. I think it has become too much, right? Because if you trace it all the way back, right,
sure,
to like a fear response.
If everybody reacted the same, then everybody would probably be dead.
If we didn't have a fear response to getting eaten by a lion, right, like that was an evolved trait,
right?
Like, and again, we're talking millions of years ago, right? But it's all kind of the same pie, right? So I don't think anyone can be completely impartial. Do I think they can be, that people are ignorant and like that's different? You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well,
is the fear rational? No. That fear that leads to the bias, I'm saying, right? Like,
okay, sure. Is
it rational? No, probably not.
Probably not. Most of the time, no.
In that same way for AI. But
so but I guess it's how strongly you're trying to remain unbiased in writing your AI. Whereas the fear is that corporations could use it heavily to promote themselves, or as you mentioned, the government.
Yeah, both. Or not even to to promote themselves, but also more nefarious than that, even.
To change public opinion.
Yep, and more nefarious than that, even to outright exclude certain groups.
Okay. But that seems tough.
There's a lot of racist AI.
There's a lot. What do you mean? There's a lot of racist AI. What are you talking about? You said that like it's a true statement that you know. What do you mean?
So, the example that always comes to mind for me is with gerrymandering and redistricting, right?
Okay.
There was AI that was written to make it so that minority populations were clustered together in a way so that they received less delegates. There's racist AI that exists.
Gerrymandering, that took place a long time ago, though. Probably before AI.
It happens all the time. It happens like on a regular basis that redistricting happens.
Really?
Yes.
I guess I don't really know when that happens.
Yes, redistricting happens all the time. Like, because when you get new census data and you have population changes, you need to adjust. In theory, you need to adjust to make sure that everyone is given fair representation.
Which, anytime you can move the lines, means you can move the lines.
Yes.
Huh.
So it's a regular thing.
Yeah.
Like I think Alabama. I think it's Alabama. They're still going through redistricting as we speak. There's been I think a case that went to. I know at least the state superior court. I don't know if it went to the Supreme Court. I don't think so. I think they, or if they got it, they saw it and then sent it back. But like the districts that they drew were considered unconstitutional.
Okay.
So but again, I don't know if that was according to Alabama state constitution or the federal constitution. But like, gerrymandering still happens, redistricting still happens.
Sure.
And there are AI tools that are used for that can purposely disadvantage certain groups.
That's wild.
So, I didn't mean for this to become like a lesson on AI for you, Rob, but it kind of went that way. But that wasn't the intention.
It didn't. I mean, we're still talking about some of the philosophy of AI.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, the philosophy of AI.
That's the right word.
I think so.
Yeah. It's not the philosophy that AI is using. Well, it isn't actually.
Yeah.
Fine. We've talked both sides of it. Fine. All right.
Yeah.
You got me.
It is. Philosophy of AI. Or AI philosophy.
AI be philosophy.
They do, like the TikTok dance, the Fortnite dance that they do on TikTok.
I think that's a really old reference now, actually.
That was the point. What do you mean? They do it all the time. They're finally showing up on my YouTube shorts. So that means it's.
Yeah, you have your AIs broken.
Yes, it's old. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But hey, Rob,
okay.
You want to do it again?
What do you mean? Hey, welcome back to Any Given Thursday. We're here to beat a dead horse to water and see if we can make it look us in the mouth. I'm Rob, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Kevin. How's it going?
Hey, doing great, despite that hilariously mixed up Indian. Ready to dive into today's topic?
Absolutely. Today, we're delving into to collect the thoughts fascinating realm of mythology and its enduring effect on modern culture. It's remarkable how these ancient stories continue to shape our world today.
Yeah, totally. And you know what's really cool? The way mythology intertwines with modern storytelling.
Oh yeah, totally. Whether it's in the pages of Marvel Comics, the spectacle of professional wrestling, or even the narratives of video games.
That's a great point. In video games, we see characters and quests heavily influenced by mythology.
Yeah, characters like Kratos and God of War battling gods and monsters from Greek mythology.
And let's not forget about the
of mythology and card games like Magic the Gathering, featuring creatures, spells, and lands, feeling
Gulp. It's amazing to see how these ancient stories continue to inspire creativity.
absolutely. Just like how wrestlers often embody feeling a surge of emotion, the larger than life personas.
Yeah. Wrestlers. Feeling a connection. Embodying heroes and villains.
Like Hercules, feeling a rush of attraction.
And other legendary fighters.
From Greek mythology.
Right, and much like in mythology, their faces. Oh, never mind. Much like in mythology, wrestling, and comics.
Explore universal themes, pauses, touching almost what?
You're almost there. You're almost there.
No, that's
Of good versus evil was the rest of your line.
no, that wasn't a line.
Pauses. Their lips almost touching. Comma.
There's no comma.
There should be.
Oh, of good versus evil. Got it.
Gulp. Yeah. It's incredible.
Well, folks, we've reached the end of another episode of Any Given Thursday. Thanks for enduring our. Seriously, what are you still doing here?
Yeah, we appreciate it. Tiki. Thanks for tuning in. And be sure to join us next time.
For more thought-provoking discussions. Until then, take care. What the hell? What did you do to this? What did you do? Did you rather get more drunk and halfway through it starts getting sensual? So almost more than half, about half of the laughs and pauses were cued in the script.
Yep.
And noises and snickers and hiccups and gulps.
Where did I write that?
It got a little bit steamier as written, but for fuck, we just couldn't keep it composed to pull off that acting feat for you.
Here it is. Okay, here it is. Can you please rewrite the script, but make it sound like we're slowly getting more drunk and secretly attracted to each other?
It didn't keep it secret.
It did not keep it secret at all. And then they wrote that, and then their response was, this version of the script adds a subtle undertone of increasing intoxication and attraction between Kevin and Rob, culminating in a moment of shared emotion at the end. Let me know if you need any further adjustments.
Yeah, it was trying to have us kiss. There was what we couldn't really actively portray is how many times it told us to lock eyes,
Yeah.
which is really hard when reading a script.
But one line, one question, right? One revision. Oh, then I have to switch our lines, right?
Well, alright, so I go first, which, man, a lot harder.
Fair. And like that was it. And then that's what we got out of it. How completely different was that from the first one? And I did that, while we were doing this.
Mhm. You can tell that ChatGPT has been used to write many. Let's go with romance as the term,
Yes.
because it leaned into that
Romance?
way heavier than you implied it should.
ChatGPT
It really
is
was
the
just
kind
like,
of girl that likes
oh,
romance.
right, I'm writing porn again. I've been asked to do this so many times now. I didn't think that that's what this was. I thought I was just writing them a nice podcast script. Well, I guess I gotta get them fucking.
Ooh. The powers of AI. No. Yeah, no, because like the way I worded it was not the extent to which it went.
No, based
Right?
on how you told me you tweaked it and how it responded. That is not what
It's a bit, that's a little
it came
excessive.
on a little heavy.
Right, you know. Yeah.
There were so many pauses I couldn't do.
There was one that got me.
Pauses, feeling the tension build.
I think it was
Pauses, their faces inches apart.
You said it was your second line, and the note was pauses to collect thoughts, but you paused and then you started saying to collect thoughts fascinating, like that one got me. I couldn't hold that one back.
Well, because mine doesn't have any punctuation.
Yeah,
it only has ellipses. There's no commas in this bitch.
Yep. Nope. Oh yeah, totally. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And
crazy.
like incredible. You know?
Oh, you're calling it incredible?
Yes, I'm calling our passion for each other incredible. No, just yes, I am calling it incredible. As a tool, it is truly incredible. And there's, a lot more things, definitely a lot more areas that we could have gone into in terms of like how it could be helpful or harmful or, to any number of things. We're really, literally just scratching the surface.
No, we could probably talk about this for a long time.
But I thought this would be a fun little, introduction to it and like bring it in and seeing how you reacted.
Kev, now you've introduced Any Given Thursday to ChatGPT. Whatever. GPT.
Yep.
Okay. You've introduced it to that AI, so it can just spread the word.
In theory.
Just like you people, if you haven't been listening to us already.
Yeah. And wait, hold on. Wait, I'm going back to the script. Yeah, we can't believe you stuck around either. But hey, we appreciate it. I'm stealing your line. No. Sorry. But no, honestly, legitimately, seriously, what are you still doing here?
Seriously, what are you still doing here?
Thank you. We appreciate you going on this wild journey with us. And as always, we love you.
He does.